Hello exiles, and welcome back to my channel. So today in this video I'm going to show you a few tricks and tips on how to make your league start better, well, to improve it a little bit by vendor recipes, some tools you can use, plus just some basic tips that I will just share at the end of the video. So let's start off with the vendor recipes, right? First of all, this first recipe is to get a flat elemental damage wand that you may want, right? So for instance, right here we may want flat lightning. We are going to need to get a rare wand or scepter, right? A normal topaz ring, ruby ring, or sapphire ring, depending on what type of flat damage you need. If you want fire, you use ruby. If you want cold, you use sapphire. If you want lightning, use topaz. Then you throw in an orb of alteration. Then you get this one, right? 1 to 22 lightning damage to spells. I would recommend you to do this just before you go fight Brutus. It will increase your damage great, especially if you're playing a skill like Spark, Arc, any lightning spell. This will greatly increase your damage, right? The next one would be a physical weapon, right? This is also for just before you go kill Brutus. What you need is a normal X or whatever melee weapon you are using, right? And a rustic stash magic and a blacksmith's whetstone. That's you get 40% increased physical damage right here, right? The next one will be to get +1 of any skill gem, right? That'll be fire, cold, and lightning. So this one I'm going to do fire. So what you need is a normal weapon, whatever weapon you want to use, and skill gems with a tag of the element that you want the mode to be on. So for instance, I want fire. You see, molten strike is fire, molten shell is fire, infernal blow is fire. So we add them into the window. We get +1 of fire skill gems, like so, right? So that was straightforward. Now the next one would be to get gem cutter prisms, right? If you want just from a single gem, it has to be 20 quality. You get 1 gem cutter prism, like so, right? Or you get gems, multiple gems with the quality adding up to at least 40% quality from all 4, right? 3 or 4, and then you add them together, you sell them, you get a gem cutter prism, right? Then if you want to get a level 1 with 20 quality gem, for instance, maybe you want to do the recipe to get that that jewel for scaly mages, you need a level 1 and 20 quality skeleton gem, right? You can sell a level 20 gem, whatever gem you want, plus a gem cutter prism, like so. You get a level 1 quality 20, right? I believe that was straightforward. Next up, I'm going to share with you some tools. Number 1 is path of building. I mean, you wouldn't be playing Path of Exile without this tool. Yeah, this is my build plan for next league that I was working on. Yeah, I won't save it, right? So with path of building, for instance, I'm just gonna show you, this is my league start build. For path of building, you are going to want to import your build from this point. Import your build, and you can use your build. You can compare your build in game with the POB that you are using from whichever content creator you are following or whatever build you created, right? And this is a really cool tool, and you will definitely want the fork version, path of building fork. There'll be links in the description. Up next is a chaos recipe and answer. Now this tool right here is going to improve your currency earnings early in the league. What this tool does, it will highlight specific items, right? Ring, amulet, belts, boots, gloves, helmet, body armor, and weapons. Right, it will highlight them on the ground with specific with whatever colors you select here, and it will count them for you. Right, can I run it? I don't think it's not properly set yet. Yeah. Anyway, it will allow you to get sets of unidentified items that you can sell to vendors to get 2 chaos per set, 2 chaos subs per set, which will be great on day 1, day 2 maybe for most people. And yeah, that's chaos recipe and answer. For the next one, we have awakened POE trade. So this one is our price checking tool, right? So you can use this to price check the price of your items. So let me just look for something that's a bit pricey in my stash tab. For instance, this item, this one, right? If we price check this one, you just select whatever mods you want to check. See, it will tell you the price. So if I add minions are aggressive, it can be found. But if we remove minion damage right here, you find there's 175 divine orbs, right? So that's awakened POE trade. Next will be Craft of Exile. Craft of Exile is a website where you can craft your items on. You can test craft your things on this website, right? You can run the emulator. So let's just pick something here. Proceed. So you see this is a flask. You can just use this on it to modify it. You can roll it with an alteration to just get your mods. So this will help you to save currency by experimenting on it to find out how best to craft whatever you want to craft, right? Then we have filter blade. This is your loot filter. That's the last one. That's the last time I would advise you to use. This is a loot filter that will make sure your ground is clean. That is when you reach map and you are farming. Also, it cleans out riffraff so that they don't appear when you are farming, right? Riffraff items, we all know Path of Exile has got way too much nonsense that just drops, and you definitely need a loot filter to help you clear out the riffraff. Now, I'm gonna share with you a few tips, right? That I would recommend you to follow if you want a decent, successful league start. Number 1, play a build that you're comfortable with. Don't just jump on the hype of random league starts builds. Play a build that you're all very comfortable with. For example, I've always played minions in league start from 3.8. I don't remember. Whatever metamorph was. I've league started minions, zombies, skeletons, carrion golems, all of them. I've league started minions in all the leagues, right? Except last league. In this coming league, I'll be league starting a totem build, right? Next tip would be on league start day. I mean, we all want to get to maps as fast as possible, but I would advise you to get some rest in between sessions. You know, say maybe you queue X3 boss, you get up, stretch out a little bit. You queue X6 boss, stretch. You know, that will be really good for you. And also find something to eat while you're playing. Yeah. Number 3. Don't worry about what others are doing. Pick a strategy and stick to it, right? The top 3 strategies I would recommend for early in the league are usually Blight, Expedition, and Essences. But these are subject to change depending on the league, whatever might be the most profitable. So pick a strategy, right? Stick to it. I will be sticking to Blight and Expedition, both of those strategies. That's what I'll be doing early in the league, but mostly Blight, right? To farm early currency to get my Adanta in the first week, etc. So yeah, that's number 4. That's number 3. Number 4, set some goals for your league. You know, say by week 1 I want to have achieved such and such an item. By week 3, and then my last goal would be such, right? For instance, I want to get my Adanta first week. By week 3, I want to have my Mirror of Kalandra and reroll into my Aura Staker build. However that will come out, I don't know, but that's my plan, right? But you should note, sometimes these goals might change because of patch notes. Yeah. Number 5, the last one, if you have the time, practice the build that you want to play before league starts. Maybe up to Act 3 or Act 5. If you can, even go to Act 10. Just get a feel of the build if you've never played it before, so that when the league start day, you won't be disappointed and find out that the build doesn't do damage. Like what happened to me in the league when Summon Reaper was introduced. I mean, that skill was just nonsense. It was horrible when it came out. So that will do it, guys. I hope you learned something. Consider subscribing, leaving a like, commenting. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.